Hey there, survivors. Cougar here, and the Valheim hype train is running full speed. Everybody's just crazy about this game, so I thought I had to check it out. We are picking this up in the middle of the night. Well, it's not the middle of the night. The moon is setting. The sun is about to rise. There's the moon over there. I just wanted to pick this up right at the break of day so that we had the whole day of light to work with. But yeah, nice, beautiful night sky. Isn't that lovely? All right, so let me just give you some quick thoughts on the game. Well, before I do that, let me give you an update on where I am in the game right now. I'm still very early days in this game. I've only just now started moving into a new territory. I'm going to pull up the map. Right now, we are here at this fireplace marker that I put down. Our original camp is back here near the first ring of stones. I've defeated the first boss, Eikthyr, whatever, and I'm now starting to explore a little bit farther away from home here. I found another place, an abandoned building where I set up a campfire down here. There was a chest that I emptied out in another abandoned building there, and now I've made it up here. And if you see in the upper right-hand corner of the map screen, it tells me that I'm in the meadows at this point. Meadows in this area, and then I cross the border into the Black Forest right here. And that is where I encountered my first Skeleton's Cave, crypt to clear down there. Sun's coming up soon. And just cleared my first crypt and found some good loot down there. Where we are right now, this was an abandoned building I found. It was really just these stone walls here with a few boards stuck on the outside, but I just closed it in a little bit. You can see that I'm not very good at building yet, although the building systems are good. I'm just not quite there yet. I just threw this together to keep the wind and rain off and give me a little bit of protection at night from roving hordes. And I've got a bed and I've got a workbench with a chopping block, which is like the upgrade for the workbench, and a cooking station to be cooking up some food. And food is an interesting proposition in this game. I'll talk a little bit about that if you're not familiar with how Valheim works. But for now, why don't we get out and do something new? Why don't we just do a little bit more exploring? Well, this is still meadows down here, but I would like to get that unfogged. You know, that's one of the big driving forces for me in all of these games is just exploring. I love exploring. Rewarding exploration is a huge thing for me, and so that's what we're going to kind of focus on for the most part today. As I just talk about the game, so that's a really interesting growth up there in the hanging in the sky. That's not a tree. That is just a massive thing. Well, that's Yggdrasil, is what it is the tree of life, basically. Um, but just my thoughts on this game right off the bat. This is one of the rare games that is more than the sum of its parts. The graphics are good. The UI is good. The building system is good. The progression is good. All of it is great. Somehow, it all comes together in a really, really interesting way. Interesting and rewarding. So just killing a boar for some leather. We need more leather. And picking up some raspberries to eat here. All of these systems somehow turn into time stealers. They all come together in a way that I have not seen in a long time, where you look at the clock thinking you've only been doing this for an hour or so, and you've been doing it for 3 hours. And yeah, that's a I experienced that when I first started playing Civilization back in the 80s. But it's been a long time since a game has really sucked me in and stolen time from me like that. It's a very unusual experience for a veteran gamer like me to lose hours in a game because you've been so immersed, you just have completely lost track of time. I'm just running south right now to see what we can see, unfogging the map a little bit. All the systems are good right now. At this stage in early access, you really can't argue with how the systems are coming together. Just get a little bit of wood here as long as there was a log line here, and we'll beat on one of these little dwarves with our spear. Oh, yeah, a little bit of trouble attacking stuff on different levels right now. You don't want to be above stuff just because of the way the game is calculating the height differences between the two blocks. but I'm sure that'll improve over time. The game is not doing anything new or different or incredibly exciting. We've seen all these mechanics work in other games before, but as I've been saying, it just all comes together really, really well here in a way that leads you to become completely immersed. Really, really immersed. Running back over this way. What is this? This is another place that we could have done the first quest. So this is just another location for us. Like, I'm just pulling up the map quickly. So we spawned in here, and then I found one of these type sites up here, and that's where we actually did the fight with Ekthir up there. But if we had gone this way instead, we still would have found another one of these about the exact same distance from our initial spawn point. And I think there's another one down here as well, or up there. But anyway, yeah, so it's just there's nothing to do here because we already did what we would have done at another one of these locations. So I've just about how far I've gotten in the game right now. Not very far at all. I haven't built a forge. I haven't found any of the advanced metals to mine. Those are all going to be in the Black Forest area, which is the opposite direction. And maybe I should take us over there so that we do something a little bit new and exciting for me, because this is basically what I've been doing. Just exploring, unfogging the map. If I'm far away from home and night is falling, maybe I can find a nearby abandoned structure. I'm going to go up to the top of the hill here to just get a better look around. I'll find an abandoned structure, or if there's no structure nearby, I can quickly build a workbench and a campfire and have a place to spend the night. But that's pretty much what I've been doing, just exploring and camping out at night if I can't make it back to my original base in time before night falls. Yeah, there's a boar over there. A runestone to read. A lot of these say the same thing. The land is hard and wild, but we who are brought here are harder still. Take comfort, traveler, in the gifts before you, the good wood and stone, the fruits and flowers of the forest. Look for the wild boar who roams these lands. Yes, that wild boar there. Oh, see, trying to attack from above. Really shouldn't do that until they get that squared away. Another abandoned structure here, and this one looks pretty pulled together. This is actually a place where you could consider spending the night if you were caught out at nightfall. The animations are good. The armor looks good and works well and all that stuff. It's got the same, as I was saying about the mechanics, there's something over there. Nothing new or exciting in these mechanics. It's got that same layered survival game open world progression where, okay, I need this thing, but in order to build this thing, I need to craft that tool, and in order to craft that tool, I need to find some of this material, and in order to find some of this material and harvest it, I'm going to need this other tool, and in order to make this other tool, I'm going to blah 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 blah. It goes on and on and on. And, you know, that makes for very rewarding gameplay because you do then feel a sense of accomplishment when you finally achieve that goal that you set out to achieve, and even though you had to take 10 steps away from it to actually achieve that goal, it does give you, you know, that payoff at the end where you're like, oh, finally I got that thing that I started trying to make. I decided I needed 10 days ago. Now I'm finally in a position where I can actually make it. And we've seen that before. You know, that kind of started with Minecraft. And you'll find a lot of similarities between this game and Minecraft. And a lot of people are saying that is one of the primary reasons for its success. Amber we can sell at a trader for gold, and feathers we can use to make arrows. And another building that we could use to camp out in if night falls. So the similarities between Minecraft are definitely there. It is a procedurally generated world, so the world is never the same twice. This is the first time I've ever been in snow or mountains. So if we look at the map here, it's probably telling us we're in a new region. Still meadows at that point. Mountain. Yeah, all right. So we're down in mountains here. So this is a whole nother region I've never been to yet. So far, I've just been in the meadows and on the very edge of the Black Forest up here. We're getting a little bit hungry, and food, as I was saying, is handled a little bit differently here. It's not that you have a hunger meter that you have to maintain. Yeah, so we're in a new region, and I'm not I'm not dressed for this. I think we should get the heck out of here. Ow, that hurt. So you start off, it's not that you get hungry and have to fill up your hunger bar or your thirst meter. You start with a baseline level of health, which is like 23 health or something. And then as you eat a variety of foods, that goes up. So right now we're at 37 health, and you can see that my meat indicator is flashing, and then these two other indicators above it on the lower left-hand corner are empty. So I'm going to eat some meat. That is going to stop the meat from flashing. Then I'm going to eat a mushroom, and that is going to add another, thing to our bar there, and then eat a strawberry. And so the three different kinds of food are all going to combine to make my vitality bar go up, my health points, hit points, whatever. So a bit of a new take on the hunger thing there. You're never going to starve to death and actually die or die of thirst. You are just going to be weaker and weaker and weaker to the point where it's just suicide to go out with your baseline health once you start encountering tougher enemies. So at this point, oh, more boar. Let me show you the bow. So bow had the arrow, quite a bit of arrow drop, but it is pretty powerful. Oop, hold on, let me get my. Just got to run away from them for a second and get my shield up. I brought my shield up and dropped and put away my weapon. Block. And let's see if we get another block on this guy. I'm trying to level up my block skill, so I'm blocking even if I don't really need to. And that's another thing so this game kind of steals the best ideas from a bunch of other games and puts it all together really well, is what I've been getting at. And one of the things that it steals is the skill-based progression from the Elder Scrolls series. Probably most familiar, Skyrim is probably the most familiar one of those for everyone else. I feel like we're done going this way. I'm going to start heading back the way we came. Yeah, let's start heading north now. We'll be covering some territory that we've been through before, but I want to get this all unfogged so I know where the border of the Black Forest is. Does it come all the way down here? We'll find out in a minute. Let's head north. So skill-based progression in terms of you are getting better at the things that you are doing. So the more you run, see, there you go. I just leveled up my running skill just by running. And if we jump, eventually we'll level up our jumping skills. And you fight with a spear, you're going to level up your spear fighting skills. Blocking levels up your blocking skills, all that kind of stuff. And in my opinion, that is the best form of skill progression for these types of games. I really, really like that. Compare it to something like 7 Days to Die, where, okay, I just leveled up because I killed 30 zombies with my spear. So I'm going to take all the knowledge I gained from killing zombies with a spear, and I'm going to level up my bow, my crossbow skills. That doesn't make any sense. That kind of random assignment of skill points based on XP doesn't make nearly as much sense to me as the more you do it, the better at it you get. Well, here's a whole other village we've never been to with some creeps. Come here, creep, and we don't want to fight him on the slope. Sorry, I'm having a little button problem there. Come back. Don't be scared. I'll kill you quickly. It won't hurt too much, I promise. I really don't like the spear. So enemies have... I don't think the spear is actually in the way they want it to be in right now, because it's basically doing the dagger attack. It's not doing a spear attack. I think they haven't quite done that right yet. It's not finished. But all enemies are resistant to certain types of damage and weak to certain types of damage. So I'm running around with 3 different types of weapons. I got a spear for poking damage, whatever this does. What does it do? Piercing damage. I've got a club for blunt damage, and I've got a flint axe for slashing damage. So some enemies will be weak to some types and some not. I've never seen one of these structures before. I don't think it actually is. Oh yeah, to pick stuff up, you just walk over it. It's a nice maypole type of thing. Pretty. Let's just look around this village here. I don't think we've really explored. Oh yeah, we did. Okay, so we kind of ran through here. That was the building with the chest in it over there. Let's see if there was anything in any of these little huts here. So I like the skill-based progression. Later on, you can make portals. I haven't actually made one of those yet because I think you need copper before you can do that, and I haven't actually mined any copper yet. As I said, still very early days. So you go through copper and then tin and then iron, I think is your ultimate building and crafting material. But we are not there yet. All right, I just want to look at the map and see, are we still in meadows here? According to the map, we are. All right, now I'm going to cut straight up that way toward that skeleton thing. Crypt. There was a crypt we cleared up there and got a lot of good loot out of. Oh, wait, did I just see some more mushrooms? Mushrooms are the food that are hardest to come by as far as I've seen. So I'm always on the lookout for more mushrooms to pick up. Berries are everywhere. Meat you can get pretty easily by killing the boars and the deer. Deer definitely. Let's just see what this is. Is that... Oh, there's another mushroom in there for one thing. That's just a little... You could crouch here for the night, maybe, if you needed to. Yeah, enemies will come at night in greater numbers and tougher than during the day. And there will actually stage raids on your home. So you have to eventually build defenses like moats and spike traps and other kinds of traps to keep them off your base. They were trying to do that to me last night. I attracted a big group on my way back from clearing that crypt underground, and I ducked into my base, and they started throwing stuff at the base, trying to break the walls down. So I had to run out there and clear them off. I'm just unfogging the map here, guys. If it looks like I'm running around randomly, I've got one eye on the mini-map in the upper right-hand corner, and I'm just trying to see everything that we can see in this area before heading back to base. We've got, I think day lasts about 17 minutes, something like that. I think the sun is probably getting ready to go down now. Let's check the map. Yeah, we got a ways to go to get back to our temporary base up here. Now, we're almost exactly the same distance away from our original base. It's just if I were going back there, I would want to load up my inventory. I've got a lot of stuff just hanging out at the temporary base that I would like to bring back to my main base at some point. But since we're right on the border of the Black Forest here, I feel like we should go out and do more Black Forest exploration in hopes of finding something to mine. I have not done any mining at all so far. And if you look at our health bar in the lower left-hand corner, you see that my berries and my mushrooms are now blinking. That means I could eat more berries and more mushrooms and get my health up a little bit. We won't do that right this second. We got like 50. Yeah, we got way too many berries. I'm not going to pick up any more berries. I'll eat one right now. But yeah, 2 stacks of berries. That's 68 berries. I don't need that many. I guess probably later on you can... There's cooking to be done. with recipes and such. I haven't gotten that far yet, so I don't know. Yeah, sun's going down. Let's get home. I can take you over, I think, before the sun sets and it gets really dangerous out here. Why don't I zigzag over to the dungeon, the crypt over here, just to show you what it looks like. Ah, blueberries I don't have that many of. I'll pick up some blueberries. In terms of the 3 different types of food, any berries count as berries. Could be the red berries, the strawberries, or the blueberries. Getting kind of close to darkness now. Another rune stone to read. Let all who read me beware the gray dwarfs, the skulkers in the darkness. Oh, these guys. Oh, let me block. Try to get my block up. Hit me. Hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me. Hit me! Alright, well, night has officially fallen. It's gonna get kind of dangerous out here. I don't know, maybe this wasn't a good idea to come over this way right now. I'm out of stamina. Come on, die. Whew. Oh, did I die not at the... Oh, I did. Okay, it's here. This is where the crypt was that I just cleared. Hunting deer, I find it easiest with the bow, obviously. But the bow, you know, this crude bow, this first bow is not great. You want to just go into a dungeon and see what it looks like in here? The burial chambers. I have cleared all this out. I don't think there's going to be anybody in here. Let's just be careful anyway. Yeah, the only thing that was in here, there was some kind of portal over on this side that was... Did you hear that? That was spewing out skeletons. But I killed all the skeletons, and it was basically a monster spawner. Like, you know, in Minecraft, you've got those cages that are spawning monsters and stuff, spawning spiders and what have you. So it was basically one of those. You got to get into the room, fight through the zombies, get into the room, kill the spawner. Zombies. I say zombies, but it was skeletons. Yeah, we got everything out of here. Just ducking in here for a second to show you what it looked like down in the caves. It is third person only. You can scroll in, so it's almost first person, but I really would like it more if it was actually first person. If you could actually get into first person. I don't like third person as much as first person. I don't find it as immersive, but this game does a good job of immersing you regardless. And, you know, regardless of the graphics, look at the really blocky graphics. That's okay. It doesn't... They're fine. They're fine. It's not all about the graphics. And at this point, I am just going to head back home and do a little bit of inventory management, maybe eat something, cook something. We picked up a little bit of meat, killing those boars, etc., etc. I know this is not much of a house, is it? But it'll do for tonight. And with that, we will call it an episode, our first episode of Valheim. Let me know if you like this and want to see more. This was, you know, not super interesting. It was just me running around unfogging the map. But we did get a lot of it unfogged. We got this whole section over here unfogged. And as far as I can tell, yeah, this is all meadows all the way out to here. So if we want Black Forest action, we're going to have to go northeast out of here tomorrow. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy the Valheim gameplay. There'll be more coming. Stay safe, survivors.